Okay, welcome to this week's onboarding call. My name's Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsie. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. UK time. We run this call every single Thursday, and we kind of tailor the topics according to what we may have covered on previous weeks. Also, based upon, if you like, what initiatives we've recently gone live with Botsie. So recently, we've gone through calls, for example, looking at the ambassadors program. On previous weeks, we looked at things like the All Access Pass. On today's call, we're actually going to cover it in two parts. So we're going to be looking at the first part, looking at going through the fast start guide and just kind of quickly going through that and demoing some of those steps so that you can get an overview of that and see some of the key points. The second half actually going to focus on the Botsie system itself. The Botsie system is broadly mirrored or aligned to Eric Worre's GoPro, his 7 steps. He wrote this book 20 years ago, though. So things have moved on with social media, with internet, with apps and technology. So that what Botsie does is really help automate those 7 steps. So the second half, I'm going to focus on how you use the Botsie system. We've created a kind of a framework around that that's actually aligned to Eric Worre, but is our take on it because Botsie does things differently. So that's how we're going to run things. There's a little thing I'm going to cover off at the end of the call as well, if you're watching this on the replay, where I'm going to share with you basically a strategy, not just a strategy, it kind of mirrors like a napkin strategy where you'd share something on a napkin where you literally sketch something out. I'm going to sketch something out using a whiteboard that just shows you at a very high level how Botsie is different to other systems out there in the marketplace, but also how it can help you differentiate yourself in the market as a network marketer by using the Botsie system. Because bottom line is, if you've got a system that's helping you with automation, doing a lot of the heavy lifting, you can just focus on the front end. Just get very good at attracting people into your network, very good at building interest around whatever company it is or products it is you're promoting. That's all you need to focus on. And that will be very, very real through the session we have today. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and just take you into, first and foremost, we're going to look at we're going to be looking at the fast start guide. So I'm just going to get my screen organized here. I've got a few different things open. So you should be able to see my screen up now. Thank you, Becky. That's awesome. I'm just going to turn my camera off so that's a bit clearer for me. And organize the other buttons on my other screen so I can see what's going on. And if anybody else is coming into the call late. So there we are, done. Thank you, everyone. So let's focus on the fast start guide. So when anybody comes into buy Botsie, you get access to the fast start guide. And what the fast start guide does is it literally gives you on one page the steps to go through to getting yourself set up. So here's this one page document here as well. You can see now, and literally it goes through all the steps. So you start here by setting up your Botsii Bot and attraction marketing bot. Then you kind of make sure that your bot's got the right links in it, and you know what those links are, and maybe you might want to change them, edit them, and you know how to launch the bot because that's how you share it with people. And then finally, kind of how you can start using it. So that's what the kind of the big step 3 is about. But there's literally 9 steps there. We have a video playlist for all of this, so you can literally scan that. If you're on a computer with just one screen, but you've got a phone, you could actually scan that QR code and have the videos. There's literally a video for every one of these 9 steps here. Normally about 5 minutes long, some a bit longer, some a bit less, 5-10 minutes. And literally each video will show you exactly what to do. So I'd always recommend, if you're doing this for the first time, you watch the video first so you can see what to do, because people are using different devices, different browsers, different computers, all that kind of stuff, even phones. So if you're watching a video first, at least you can see what to expect in case whatever you're doing is going off in a complete tangent. Right, so I'm literally going to dive into this so you can see the principle behind this. So I'm just going to look on the first one. Each of these yellow things here is a hyperlink. So when you click on these go through to Facebook, and these are on the Botsii Facebook page. And each one of these essentially has the same structure and layout to all of them. If you're looking on the page and you look at the images, you can see these images are all numbered like this. So if I just go and look at another one, click on this one, you'll see they're all numbered. So you could even just go to the page and look at these. So this will be loading up step 2 on activating the bot. So just let that load up a second. And so you can see that's step 2. So they're all aligned, and then the next ones go orange, and the last 3 go green. But literally, we have here what to do, what to expect, what action is required, etc. Some of these you comment on the post to actually get that content to start the ball rolling. When you comment, the bot then replies back. Other ones that you're just accessing a video and text content. And there's a video guide associated with each. So if I click on this one here, you'll see that's the first video. It's a 3-minute video.
Okay, so
Oh, just pause that. And that way, you know, that just walks through those steps on how to go through and act, in this case, activate your attraction marketing bot. We'll look at that a bit later, not to the activation, but actually how you're using it. So we'll cover that a bit later. But each one of these steps does that. And so, for example, if you look at the second step, how to activate your bot, I will show you this because it's actually super powerful to see this in action if you've not done this before, where you literally type activate and Botsii will reply back. And you have to wait a second. What it's going to do is like the post, and it will then reply back, and then from there you answer a few questions to activate your bot. So there you go. So Botsie's replied back here. Click on Botsii up here on the top left hand corner. I do recommend, rather than seeing it in this view here, make it bigger so you can see everything. Or the better thing to do is to actually have messenger.com open. But I'm going to do this through the page. So you've got the Facebook, yeah, the Facebook page. So if you click there where it says Botsii, click open in Messenger and it makes it a bit bigger. I won't restore my messages right now. So there's the same message look. And so I'm going to hit continue. For some reason, my browser, I don't know whether this is other people have found this today, is compressing my column of messages into one big pile like this. That's a bit weird. It seems to be a Facebook thing, maybe. I don't know. So you press continue to activate, and you can activate any company. When you have obviously, if you purchase the bot, you can activate any company that's in the marketplace. And so I'm just going to go there so you can see what that looks like. You go to botsii.com, you've got the marketplace, and those companies in the marketplace are all listed out alphabetically, and you can then just pick up the actual activation code. So if I go back into here, first thing it's actually asking is my email address. So that's why I might come unstuck because I'm using a demo account. I am going to be changing this. So once you've done this once, you don't need to do it again. Okay, so it's not doesn't like that. Let me go and make a quick change. What it's going to do is basically ask you to put your email address in, and it's always in lowercase, and and effectively it will check that you've purchased the product. And if you haven't purchased the product, this is the message you get. Or if you've basically put it in, in upper and lowercase. So it is important that you uh, read the on-screen prompt just to make sure that you're putting that in correctly.
do you need to use the Botsy email account you have bought with?
Yes, you're using this. A very good question, Jan. So you're using the same email address that you used when you purchased Botsy, because what this is doing is checking in the database that you're a customer. and then it's then tying your Facebook profile to that email as well. So it kind of validates things later. So I'm just going to go and click here and re-enter it. So it should find my details in the system now. So let's go back in, fingers crossed on this. That's now just checking again. There we are. So now it's verified and it says I've purchased the Infinity deal. So as you continue through, you literally follow the steps. You only need to enter uh, 5 bits of information. That's how quick and easy this is. And so literally, I'll just pick a random company. Let's just do iCoin Pro, for example, and I'm gonna click Get Started. Some people have, by the way, made the mistake where they've taken this and pasted that all down here in one response, and of course the bot just gets very confused. So really important. This is just telling you what you need to do before you do it, and then you hit Get Started to actually do it. That makes sense. So it's asking me for an activation code. I've already gone to the marketplace here to get that, but if you didn't have that to hand, you can just click there and go there. And I'm just going to paste in the activation code that I picked up. That's then going to go and get it from the system and confirm back the company. So there we are, iCoin Pro. And if you're all happy with that, hit proceed. If, for example, again, it's case sensitive, so if you did lowercase Botsie or you enter the wrong number or you even enter a space, it's not going to work. So you just need to be just kind of, read the instructions and just take it through steadily. Now it's asking me for my first name. This is purely so that you can rename it if you wanted to. So I wanted to be called David rather than Dave. I can. It gives you that flexibility. Important thing here is if your name is a double barrel name or you use a middle initial or anything like that during this part of the process, it's better to always have a first name that's a single name, not make it double barrel or not put initials in. So if I was David A. Mindy, I'm better off just making sure it's David. Um, but if you are like Anne Marie, and that can, you've got a double barrel first name, just put a dash in between rather than Anne space Marie. The reason being is the system will use your name when it creates an ID for you later. So you just need to make sure that you're not messing the system up. We will go in and fix it, but it will just mean that your bot won't be live straight away. Then you put in the referral link for the company. So I've actually got no idea what that would be for iCoin Pro. So I'm just going to put in an example, my referral link. So you're going to paste in a link like that. Obviously, it's going to be a valid link when you do this. Then you put in your mobile number, and it doesn't have to be a mobile, it can be a phone number. But if it is just a phone number like a landline, you won't be able to integrate it with WhatsApp. So better you put in a mobile, and you don't have any spaces, don't have the plus at the beginning, and don't have any zeros like the leading zero between the country code and your number. Just one long string. Then say yes to the WhatsApp so people can message you directly through WhatsApp. And then put in your email address. It doesn't have to be the same email address as your account email. And in fact, I'd recommend you use a different email because you could be getting, hundreds of emails through a week or more from the system because every time someone interacts with your bot, you're going to get an email notification through. And there are 12 email notifications inside, 12 different email inside the actual bot. So in that respect, it's, you might want to have a separate email address. And that's it, almost finished there. Then this is an important one. So this is putting your referral ID, and really important to emphasize referral ID, not referral link for the Botsii bot. So you'll have a referral ID that Botsii will create for you, or the system will create for you when you set up your account. It's the referral ID for the campaign Promote Botsii Bot, and it normally has within it the word single license. But you don't put the whole link in, you just put in your referral ID. So like it says there, John 123. It's normally your first name followed by a few numbers. So I'm just going to pretend here that it's Dave123. It's not actually the one for this case, but I'm just showing you. So now that's literally going to create the bot. It gives me a chance as well to check the information. So if you made any mistakes, you can come along here and edit it. So let's say, for example, my affiliate ID wasn't Dave123. I can come in here and go edit info, and then I can then select what I want to change. So I want to say the referral ID, and it will then let me put it in again. So let's say it was Dave999. I put in the correct ID, and it will then confirm everything back one last time, and then I can then look to activate the bot. When everything goes swimmingly, this takes literally 5 minutes. So here we are. If I go through here, you can see it's now changed that. I'm going to hit activate. And you look at the timings of this. I'm at 8:28 right now, to having finished it, and I started this process up here. Where are we? Started it here. That's when I came in at 8:19. So less than 10 minutes, even with a bit of commentary, it's taken less than 10 minutes to activate the bot. If you go through this really quickly when you're demoing it, in reality, you can do it in like 5 minutes or less. So here we are, it's nearly done. It's giving me my ID, but you now need to get, or my affiliate invite code. You now need to click here to say get my link. That's really important because you'll then have a link that you use to share with people when um, they for them to come into your bot, for them to launch the bot. So it's giving you this message here. It's actually going to give you a message as well that you can save and even forward to people, which is quite cool. And you can see it's got there David, Mindy, not Dave, because I changed it. There you go. So this is a message. You could actually send that message to people. It's just like obviously an example. But you could actually forward that to people if you wanted to, like that. And if I click on there, that page is live. It all connects into my bot. So it has my name and all that kind of stuff in there, the company name there. And this is just a simple page. It's like a landing page. Um, and if people needed help, they can email us at support. There's videos. It shows what to expect on a phone and a mobile. It shows the steps here to come in, which is kind of the sort of the manual way, if you like, to come in, because there's a few steps to follow. And it shows people what to expect when they're coming into your bot. And there's three different ways according to what device they're on. So if they're on an Android or browser, if you click browser, it jumps down to here. If they're on Android, it will jump down to here as well. But literally, if I click on an Apple, which is generally the best experience, it will just go and open up Messenger, providing somebody's logged in, of course. If they're not logged into Facebook or Messenger, then it's not going to quite open properly. They need to log in. But that's just going to open that up. This is literally going to launch a bot that didn't exist 5, 10 minutes ago. So this is pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. That's all live. That's all set up. I don't know anything about iCoin Pro, but essentially I could come in there now and understand how the whole business is structured and presented, etc., and could join the business as well. If I was actually promoting that, someone can come along and actually join it directly. And what this would also be doing is sending emails out when someone's coming in. But that's it. That's live. That's literally got that bot live. Takes 10 minutes. So this is the principle, like for a number of the steps here, to get your promo link. So your promo link, by the way, just to give you context, is this link here. That's the promo link. So it's purely there because sometimes people don't save the link, or they forget the link, or the message they got here got lost. They forgot to save it, etc. So we've just, because it's so important, we've just added that in so you can get it. And with all of these things, you just follow the steps. You click on there. There's a video you can watch that shows you what to do. But essentially, you're going to ask Botsie, and Botsie's going to get the link for you. You're going to come back, with whatever link it is for whatever company you're promoting. So it's really, really straightforward. Even if you're promoting multiple companies, you can get the promo link for any of them via this method. And this is another one where you put in and you type something in. Quick tip, by the way, It says get link there where you can comment below to get the link, but you don't actually even need to go here either. So you can actually just message get link to Botsy and it will do the same thing. So whenever there's a keyword in these posts, you can actually just go to Botsy and just literally type in whatever it is. So I'm going to type in get link. It's not case sensitive as well, which is quite handy. And it will basically do the same thing. And I think it does it as well where there's no space. So I just type that in as one big text. So it should be thinking about that now and replying back to me. If not, I'll be wondering why. But literally, if I go back into here, where are we? Get link. I'm going to make sure I've done it right. He says this. I'm always certain I'd set this up with that. I will check. I will check that because I may have mistaken myself there. Um, Bottom line though is you can come into here and you can definitely do it. So let's just prove that. Seeing so I'm not going mad. Has it replied? Right. So I'm going to type in get link so you can see. So some of these you do comment. Other ones they literally has training that with a video to watch. So if I go back to here, it says there we are. Click continue to get your link. So it's gonna make that a bit bigger and click continue. Yeah, obviously hadn't set that up there. I thought it was live, but it's not. I will add that. So you're actually commenting and clicking continue. So here it's asking for your email address. If you remember, I did this before. I will be streamlining this as well. So once you've validated your email once, I will be doing it where you don't have to validate it again just to make life easier. But I haven't done that bit of development yet, but that's the plan. So now what it's saying here is to get your link, you put the activation code in. So it's assuming you've activated the business, obviously. So if I go and get iCoin Pro and just paste that in. So providing you've activated it, it will basically go and get your link for you. So there you go. That's the link there. That's the same link that I shared with you a minute ago. So if you do lose your link or you need to change the link, follows the same process, by the way, to change the link. So you can come in here and check your affiliate links and you can even change them, edit them in case you've made a mistake or you're not sure it is the right one. You can come and do that. And literally, and look, at the end of the day, this is all covered off within the Fast Start Guide. I've got videos covering all of this. So key here is you need to know how to launch your bot because that's the way you're going to share it with people. So like anything that's new, you want to be familiar with how that works and different ways of doing it. The main reason being is everybody's got different devices. So what works for you may not be the same for them. And one of the things I'd suggest, by the way, just to give you, if you like, something to do, um, I would recommend that you go and find people that you know that are like friends who support you with stuff, and actually say, look, I'm part of a new program. We're using a bot, and and the bot works differently according to how people have their Facebook set up. Would you just be able to test it for me? Could we just jump on a call so I can see how it works for you? Because I'm showing you this on my computer, right? But it won't necessarily work the same way on your computer. And so you might, yours might work just like it does for me, but it'd be good practice for you just to go and find a few friendly people, maybe even team members as well, right? And but people like you that that will kind of support you, not because you want to pitch them the opportunity in the business, but just so you can see how it's working for them as well. And that way you can practice and understand the different ways of coming in because it's easy when you click the Apple button because it's open straight up. But it's always a few more steps when you're working off a phone or a browser because you're basically following these steps here. And you need to be comfortable doing that. That's the reality. There's always different ways of it doing it though. So there's a third way, which I've not touched upon here, where you can literally just message Botsii the word launch, and you can launch any bot for any company you're promoting. Literally just type the word launch in and it will reply back. So, but obviously, if you're dealing with the prospects, they've never spoken to Botsy before, so that's not going to work for them. But for you, you can literally jump from one bot to another just by typing launch and then answering the questions, and that would load that bot. Then type launch again and load another bot. It's really easy to do. Cool. Right. I'm going to finish up with that because I'm looking at the time, and also I'm going to get into some of these bits looking at the next session we're going to do. Um, Before I get into that session, I just want to show you something that actually has come out this week that is really useful, that you'll find useful. So hopefully I'll go to the right link on this. Let's just check and see if this is. So we've basically come up with a mind map. So this is quite cool because it allows you to understand and see what is inside the bot at a helicopter level, and allow you kind of navigate through it. So I just showed you, for example, that you can type the keyword launch and it will allow you to come into your bot. I've shown you that you can come in via a page like this. Um, Literally, you can see this as a mind map, so you can see how the whole bot is laid out. I mean, who on this call is visual, right? Just give us a yes if you're a visual. Yeah, Natalie, you're a visual. Um, so anybody, yeah, Becky as well, very. So this is really cool for those people that are visual, right? Because you'll be able to come in here and get a really good visual perspective on how the bot's organized, what's in there. You know, it does vary by company sometimes according to the information that's available, but you can see here how this is all laid out. And notice, can you see all the green buttons, right? That's where your referral link is. So your referral link is literally littered throughout the whole of the bot. Everything is redirecting ultimately to people clicking the buy now button. So everywhere across the bot, that's how it's structured, which is the way it should be. You want people to come into the bot and join your team. So that's done that like that by design. So it's not just the join button here, it's throughout the whole of the bot. And then there's the section on Botsii here. And that section, literally, if you type the hub, it will come into that. And this section is identical for every version of the bot, literally identical. So we've got the all access pass. We've got the Botsii bot where someone can buy it. And then we've got over here a members area where there's different training. Now notice, and it's no coincidence, this content here, we have mirrored in the members area. Literally, but we've organized it slightly differently. So you've got stuff that you do once, stuff you might do to maintain your bot, and then we've got how-to guides. And that way, it's like we've kind of organized it in a different way because you don't need to do that stuff again here when you've done it once. And oh, by the way, notice here, I did have that keyword, although I'll have to make that, I'll have to check that. We've got keywords for each of these too. So you should be able to type these keywords. I know activate and set up A and B, 100% they work. So you can type that keyword to activate a bot, or you can come in via this bit of the bot, or you can come in through the fast start guide. So there's always multiple ways, guys, of doing exactly the same thing because people, use this technology differently. And the beauty of this as well is we can add to this. So we can add more how-to guides. So we can kind of expand upon it and grow it. Whereas the fast start guide is just focusing on getting started, really. But yeah, this is really cool. The link to this, if you go to the Facebook group and just search mind map, you'll find the link to this. So you can come in here and look at this. But this is a great way for you to understand the product, but also for you to share it with team members as well or prospects. Because see, for example, it says here email trigger. I said earlier, we've got 12 triggers inside the bot. We've actually shown you where every single trigger is. So you can see where things are going to be automated, where you're going to get those emails through. So if you get an email through from somebody and it says they've accessing the useful links, well, you know they're here and they're now coming into here to look at what social media links are inside the bot. If there's a link tree, for example, they're looking at that, etc. So these email triggers are really useful for you to know exactly where they are, so you can kind of visualize, where they are within the bot. Cool. That's great, yeah, Natalie. It's at the end of the day, it's just all about, well, I know this system obviously inside out. I've been using this system myself, having developed it over the last 5 years. I've been using it, so I understand it like it's literally. I probably dream it, frankly. Um, so I think sometimes I take for granted just how sophisticated this system is. It's not just a chatbot. It's way, way more than a chatbot. The fact that you could have somebody come into your bot, a team member, and literally come all the way into the main menu area inside your bot and buy the bot inside your bot from your link. And then 10 minutes later, they're now looking at this. And then they're going through the same steps. And the same day, they can have all this live, including their bot, and they could then share that with their team, their prospects, and they could come and look at that, whatever bot you're promoting, and they could come along and buy the bot as well via your team's referral link in their bot. And so it continues. So this is something that you could be using to create incredible duplication within your team. And it's powerful when you've got more people working the same way, using the same system, all, if you like, singing from the same hymn sheet. So cool. That's what I want to finish on this section here. I've spent kind of half an hour on this. So I'm just gonna stop the video and then I'll restart it because I want to create a break on this. So let's do that.